Okay, guys, welcome back. I want to talk about e-commerce with regards to Amazon stock and other stock that are related to this retail market, right? So this guy Benedict Evans is one of the analysts from A16Z. I follow him on Twitter. If you want to follow him, please follow him. He's a really, really good analyst. I think he's a British guy with a snarky kind of comment sometimes, but wait, what the heck, right? So he was like basically trying to argue that Amazon market share basically is it's not a monopoly because it's only 35% or 5% depending on how you look at it. What is the total addressable market, right? 35% if you look at it from the e-commerce in the US, we're talking just US only, e-commerce in the US. 5% if you talk about the US retail, the whole retail, not just e-commerce, right? Because e-commerce is just a subset of the whole retail, right? Market. So, for example, like selling and buying cars, I think most of us still, I don't know, buy and sell cars through physical retail. We still want to look at the car, go to the physical store, and what have you, right? And for example, for I don't know what other things like grocery stores, most of us still wants to go to the grocery store, go to Costco, go to Kroger, go to Target, and get our stuff, right? Instead of just ordering. But with some of them already ordering online. But anyway, so um, you can read all of these things. This is basically I'll post the link down below later on, right? If not, just remind me to post it, right? But this is the link. Um, I don't have to. Do I have to go through to you all of these things? But basically, here in 2018, the revenue of Amazon, right, is about 230 billion, right? US is generating I think, 160 billion, right? Um, if you look at the revenue again, 2018, just look at here. The stores, or sorry, the because Amazon has the e-commerce part and also the AWS, right? The platform they call it, which is basically the AWS and the third party. If you look at the Amazon Web Services, which is their cloud service, it's I think it's growing about 35% industry wide, and they're the number one leader. And this is about uh, 25 billion out of 230. So it's about like 7-8% of their revenue, right? Sorry, it's more than 12%, more than 10%, right? Um, okay, here it goes. So Amazon sold 77 billion of product itself, also sold 906 billion from third party. So it's more their third party resellers is making more money, it seems. How does that compare to competition? Small US government gives the number to e-commerce 522 billion, the total e-commerce. So first party business has 15% market share. If you just look at the first party, because the first party is only about 77 out of 520, right? That's about 15%. The third party business is about 20%, and total GM fee, I think, is about 35%. Okay, so that's one. What the problem with comparing Amazon online sales with online sales is that it presumes that Amazon only competes with other online retailers. It presumes Amazon doesn't compete with malls or department stores or Walmart or with others. It presumes no one ever asked, should I buy this from Amazon or from Bundle? That seems like a problem. Nope. So that's not true, right? If I wanna buy something, I would like compare the alternative I have. I don't care whether it's from online or offline, right? So which one is more convenient for me? And does it make sense for me to go to that physical store if I can just buy it online, right? The way I see it, it's more like a habit. One is a habit, right? Sometimes you feel good when you go to a physical store rather than just online, especially for the older. people, right? I'm kind of the generation X, not boomer, sorry. I still sometimes like to go to the physical store, right? Just for, just like a recreational thing. But my kids, they don't see that as something that they like to do. So it's a generation thing, right? It's a habit thing. It's a culture thing. And the younger, I think the generation, I think they don't feel the need to go to a physical store. Why? Right? Especially if you can buy it online, right? Uh, they don't see any why it's a recreation. Why not just do something, so and time will pass. And this is kind of just the beginning of the online kind of softwares eating the world movement, right? Um, Probably the past 20 years, this is kind of just the beginning. Probably in the future, probably 90% of the buy and sell is going to be happening on the online instead of on the physical stores. Probably the physical stores is just going to be like for the experience thing, the one that's you need to go there to do something with the community, right? For the experience, not to buy it as a transaction per se, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. Um, yeah, so this is like, I think I felt like this is like really young. Software is hitting the world is still on the preliminary stage. Just imagine in the future when virtual reality become really mainstream and become really good and very portable. Just put it like a glasses, and then you can feels like you can go to a physical store with that virtual reality goggles, right? The experience is like almost real. So the more you don't need to go to a physical store, unless you really love the people who are there, like the community. That's why I think the the secret, I think, for a physical like place to exist where people can go together. When you think about it, why people want to meet together? Because they want to have a sense of like belonging in a community, right? So they know the people there well. They know you're safe. You're feeling safe there. You don't it's gonna get like judged, or you can just be who you are, and you can play and do things, and probably you can also express yourself. So it's more like a yeah. So that's, I think, the future is going to be like that. Like probably almost all of the physical store is going to be less transactional as we go to the future, right? Especially as virtual reality and augmented reality is going to becoming more and more mainstream, right? So yeah, so if you want to read this, I'm not going to read this one by one, but that's the gist of this paper. Basically, it's still like it's hard to say that Amazon is a monopoly when you look at the numbers, right? It's only 6% of the U.S. retail, or about 35% of the e-commerce. And I want to, with that, I want to show you. Oh yeah, you can decide for yourself if you want to buy the Amazon stock right now. I have Amazon stock, right? But I don't know, but $10,000, something like that. And I want to show you this thing, the Shopify, right? If you look at the growth of the stock, just this past 1 year, it's been growing like crazy, like from 130 to now almost 400. So that's like almost four times just in 1 year, like almost 400%, right? So Shopify is basically e-commerce, just like Amazon, but I said just like Amazon, but not really like Amazon. They basically, if you want to build a website for your product and services, then they will make it very easy for you to build that. So this is really, really good, I think, because the way I see it, in the future, it's going to be there are going to be more and product and services that they can really differentiate or bring like value to the people. Like, I mean, not just like a commodity product, like a probably like a soap that you use every day. You don't really care. Like the soap is like I don't know. Probably you would care in the future. I don't know. But me, I don't really care at this point that my soap is like is branded or not, right? I just use soap. It's a soap. It's a soap, right? But there's this particular brand, like the one I showed, like this Lululemon, right? It's a sports product, a sport apparel product, um, athletic apparel retailer that I like and many people like, and their stock has been also doing uh, like skyrocket. If you look at here, the past one like 1 year, right? Just suddenly like just took off like that, right? So and their product is really really good and really really like stick in the consumer, and they're able to kind of differentiate themselves. So I think this is going to be what you're going to see more and more in the future, a product and or service that's really really like how do I say it? It's like super targeted to a specific demographics that are crazy about something, like in this one like probably like passionate about exercise and fitness, right? And they build really really good quality for that demographics. For this one is for athletics, people who are like very athletics, very conscious about their health and their exercise or their body, right? So um, with technology, this is going to be, I think, more and more prevalent. With I can think about the 3D printer, right? With urban 3D printer, people can like manufacture stuff that they couldn't before. It's only for a big factory could manufacture it. But with the 3D printer, people probably can build stuff personalized for a specific community, and they need a special website just like this, right? And this kind of website is going to be powered by, well, Shopify is, I don't see any other competitor right now in the horizon. It could be in the future. You'll never know. But they are kind of like now the dominant here. I don't see any competition here in this specific like uh, build your own e-commerce website, right? They are kind of the only one. Like just like Amazon, like they are very, although you can say like they're not a monopoly, but people like almost every household that I know, they have Amazon Prime membership, right? So and if you look at the market cap is about 45 billion, and if you look at the Amazon market cap, it's about 890 billion, right? So it's um, about 6%, 6% of Amazon, right? And then so there's a lot of room to grow. That's the way I see it, right? And remember, even Amazon is only about 6% of the US retail and 35% of the e-commerce. Even Amazon has still room to grow, right? If they can keep on executing the things that they've already been executing and even more. And Shopify is even less. Shopify is only 5% of Amazon. So just imagine that. And in the future, people are it's just going to be more and more, I think, entrepreneurial, right? With the 3D printer technologies, with the virtual reality, what else? Probably um, with the rise of the remote working, people can become their own boss. They work like um, how do I say it? Yeah. Anyway, well, people basically can make their own business, right? So they need a website for them to market themselves, right? To show their product, to show their services to that specific target market. So I think this company, this Shopify or this market is still kind of new. If you look at the when their IPO, they're 2008. Okay, so it was 2008, but they just got initial public offering is 2015. So as a public company, it's still very young. It's just 4 years old as compared to Amazon. Um, um, it's I think 20 years old. So 1997, 2000, yeah, 22 years old. Yeah, 22 years old, and this is what? This is 4 years old, right? So 22, and then so it's about 15, 16 years behind, 17 years behind, like that. And the other thing that I want to say is this: there's a lag between. people because I remember I did this thing. Like I do e-commerce on my own. I put my own website. But back then, this was 2007, so about 20 years ago. Yeah, about 20 years ago. Um, so I built my own website from kind of not from scratch, from open source. It's called Oscommerce. I will show it to you from this guy, Oscommerce. It's still there, right? Oscommerce. This one is basically an open source e-commerce platform that you can easily deploy on your own. And Shopify basically take that and push it one step ahead, or even two step, or even 10 step ahead. They make it so easier to deploy your own website, your own branding. I think they even like back it up their fulfillment services, with their logistics services. Um, and yeah, so I think yeah, and they have already like I'm not sure, like 10 million e-commerce website. I couldn't remember. Um, but anyways, the point I'm trying to make is the room for growth is a lot. If you look at the total addressable market of the retail, Amazon is only 6%, right? So Amazon is still like kind of still like very small as compared to the whole US retail, right? And Shopify is only about 6% of Amazon, so even smaller, right? So if Amazon is like it's a small ball within the big ball, which is only 6%, and Shopify is only also like a small ball within Amazon, it's only 6%. And I think this retail market, which is 6 trillion, is going to grow. You know why? Because the one that can make product and services right now is kind of limited. We have this untapped talent, untapped demand, or limited expression because of the technology is not there yet. Like the 3D printer is not like mainstream yet. The virtual reality is not mainstream yet. The augmented reality is not mainstream yet. There's so many other factors that are not mainstream. But once all of these technology that are, so to speak, in the monopoly of the big companies or small companies, they become more affordable for individual like you and me, then we can use those technologies um, to produce something, that will enable us to produce a lot of things, and then we become, so to speak, entrepreneur. Once that untapped or open, it will open up all kind of possibilities. So that actually the 6 trillion, if my thinking is not wrong, it's going to grow bigger. It's more than 6 trillion because of this. There's so much untapped kind of talent that are going to be unleashed. What do you call it? The Cambrian explosion, right? It's like we have a unique talent or unique innate talent, but because of the ecosystem around us doesn't allow us to grow, we cannot grow. But once technology already flourishes on the mainstream, it will enable us to grow even more. So that's why I'm so excited about this. I'm so positive about technology that we can just keep on progressing. Technology is about also basically being able to express ourselves as humanity, right? We can produce more instead of just consuming. So that's my discussion for today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Um, Please, I'm trying to make the channel work, this investment channel work. So and I like doing this, but if there's uh, nobody liked it, then probably I have to shut it down, right? So if you like it, please give a thumbs up, or give comments, ask questions. So I keep on like growing this channel. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Ciao.